I think that we're in the best physical shape that we've been all year long. I think it allowed us to clean up some things in all three phases of the game, and hopefully that shows in this game. I think we're going to play really well. I think we're going to play really fast.
Did it give you a chance to take a deep breath too and just kind of get past the loss and move on?
Yeah, I think it did. Everybody seems to forget we actually won our last game, but yeah, it is what it is. We're not going to get the game back. We're not going to get to play them again, and we've got to move on. We've talked about it enough, and it was good for our players, I think, just to get away from the every day of being around us and get a little bit of break.
Anyone make a jump this week, come along particularly well?
I think Keyvonseymour played really well. As we go throughout the season, we'll look to expand his role at some point. I don't know when that's going to be, but it's good to have a young corner like that.
Any of the linemen, did they get any extra reps? Maybe some of the guys that either haven't played at all and looking to next year, or
not really. There's not really many guys in our offensive line to rotate in there. They're either redshirting or have played for the most part. So Max Turk continues to look good, and we'll continue to hopefully find ways to get him in the game.
It's important to show that you can play well on the road again. Last one didn't go well. The win came at home. Important to show that you can play well on the road.
Well, I don't think show. I think it's just important to do. We need to play better on the road. We didn't do well in our last game. We finished last year doing well, but it's a new year, and so it'll help do a lot better on third down, and it'll help to take care of the ball.
When you got a player like John Martinez, and this is like a big, once in his career homecoming return and all that. Any advice for, a kid where it's a big deal, kind of to go back home to Salt Lake City?
Yeah, we really downplay it. Really just talk to him about doing his job. It's the next game. It's going to have nothing to do with whether you play really well, where the game's at. And so go back to your fundamentals.
Talk about the defensive line in 2003 that held opponents to 1.7 yards per carry. What number does this defensive line need to get to where you think they can really take over and control?
Well, that would obviously be great to have anything near those numbers. That was an older group. This is still a relatively inexperienced group comparatively, but they've done well and they've continued to improve throughout the season. So this will be a good road test for them, and we're going to need them to play well. Anytime you go on the road in a hostile environment, you need your defense to play well.
What has Deion been able to do defensively that maybe a step that he's taken from last year?
Well, I think Deion has been, the lead for this changing of the defensive philosophy because of college football in the conference and getting smaller and faster and more playmakers. So we're continuing to try to recruit the same way because he makes so many plays. Obviously, he's undersized for the position that he plays. But he makes so many plays that it's a lot more important than having a guy more physical, a guy who's bigger.
You mentioned Keyvonseymour and try and get him a new role. If he plays the nickel well, does that help the Sam linebacker position out as well?
As far as getting a break, you mean? Yeah, anytime that if you can play nickel, you're going to allow one of your guys to come out. Now, ours is a little bit different because Deion flops over, and he stays in the game in nickel. And Lamar has come out and Hayes has gone to the middle. So, but it does give someone a break.
any update on college status for the game or anything?
Yeah, I hope that he plays, and obviously there's a big difference when he does. The last two games that he's played, we've rushed for over 250 yards in those games.
Lane, is there a game time, kickoff time that you prefer as a head coach, or do you think it doesn't matter?
I think 12:30. It's a little bit old-fashioned, but I just think for fans, for everybody involved, it's just you get up, you play, and have the rest of the day. Because these guys come in on Sundays, and it's not like the NFL. These guys come in Sundays, they lift, they meet, and then they have tutors and study hall and academic stuff Sunday night. So because of that reason, especially when you're on the road, we really don't like road games, or we really don't like night games in general, especially on the road.
So what are you doing to prepare for a 7 p.m. local start then? How much does that involve?
Yeah, I'm not worried about preparation. I'm just answering the question as far as what I prefer from a standpoint of for the kids. I'm not worried about when the game kicks off as far as how well we'll play.
And the mindset of these guys going forward?
I think they're in a good place, but we need to play well. We need to play well in this game. It's going to be an exciting game, very competitive. Their last game means nothing. They won't play anything like it. They'll come out extremely physical, excited, and throw everything at us.
crazy things happen on Thursday nights. Do you have talks with that about the staff? Do you maybe try to make sure you cross all your T's and dot all your I's?
Yeah, we talk about weathering the storm when you go on the road anytime, but especially if it's a Thursday night game in an environment like it'll be. They're going to make some plays. It's going to happen. And, stay upbeat with the players, especially the younger guys who haven't been in these type of situations.
A star guy you have to account for in every play.
You do. You know where he is. To deal with him because he can make so many plays, and also, the penetration is such an issue. Even if he's not making the play, he's making the running backs bounce the runs, or the quarterbacks have to move around.